So this lesson today is about capitalization. So you know the difference, I'm guessing, between a capital letter and an uncapital letter, right? The size is bigger when it's capitalized, and it's not when it's not capitalized. So basically, there are 8 rules of capitalization when you're reading or writing, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go over these 8 rules.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, there seems to be a lot of feedback there, but now it's gone.
I'm okay. Could you say the last part? I just have to mute my phone out and then the noise will go away.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I was just saying that this lesson is about capitalization, and the difference between a capitalized letter and a non-capitalized letter is the capitalized letter is larger, right? So there are basically 8 rules for capitalizing words or letters, and that's what we're going to go over today is capitalizing words and letters. So the first rule is you always capitalize the first word of a sentence. That's the most common way you'll see capitalization. It's pretty easy. So I just gave you some examples. Danny's family loves to travel. So, of course, Danny is capitalized because it's a proper name and it's the beginning of the sentence. Next sentence is your home is beautiful. It's a complete sentence. You have to capitalize the first word of the sentence. That's pretty easy. You probably know that, right? I'm guessing.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead and stop me if you have any questions as we go through these. So,
Okay.
rule number 2 is you always want to capitalize names of cities, names of states, names of countries, company names, any religion would be capitalized, and any political party is capitalized. So, an example, I'm trying to put all of this in. Sue lives in Phoenix, Arizona. So you've got a city and a state in the United States. This is a country. And she works for a Lutheran. That's she practices Buddhism. That's a religion, and she's a Democrat. So I tried to give you in one sentence or a couple sentences examples of those things being capitalized. Now, this next thing, it can be a little tricky. If you are talking directly about your mom or a relative without giving them their exact name, like a direct reference, you would capitalize it. Like if you say, Mom and Grandpa are coming for dinner, that is capitalized. If you use Mom and Grandpa in the next sentence, his mom and grandpa are coming for dinner. That's not a direct reference. That's kind of a alternative reference. It's a secondary reference. Does this give you a
Right.
question?
Okay, I understand that.
You do? Good. Okay, great. Okay, number 3. You don't use any capital letters after a colon. And can you explain me what a colon is? Do you know what that is? It's a type of punctuation, but you know which one it is?
Is that the two little lines on the end of each sentence if someone is making or if someone is talking or saying, is that what that is?
Oh, that's a
Like,
quote mark. So a colon is this. I just typed it in for you. 2
okay.
dots, one on top of the other. So you don't use any capitalization after a colon unless there's a proper name or one or more complete sentences that follow.
How do I see the colon that you typed in?
Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it in the sentence. As long as you see the 2 little dots, one on top of the other, that's a colon. For example, in this sentence here are the groceries we need, colon, see the colon? Then
I'm sorry,
so
say it again.
so like in this sentence here are the groceries we need. Then you have a colon. and then you list the items that you need to go shopping for. So often after a colon, there's some kind of list or some kind of example after the colon. Oh, my printer's going off. I don't know why. Then we have, here are the people coming to the party: John, Linda, and Jeff. So that you use a capital after the colon because it's their proper names, okay? After the colon, but normally after a colon you don't use capitalization. Does that make sense? Another example is if you have two complete sentences after the colon, like below are the rules of the game, colon, you click the ball once, period, and then run to first base, period.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So unless you see a proper name, like down here where we have John, Linda, and Jeff, or complete sentences after the colon, you don't capitalize it. Only when you have names, proper names, and complete sentences, one or more after the colon. But normally when you have a colon, it's usually listing something afterwards, like, here are the groceries we need, colon, milk, cheese, eggs, and flour.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you're usually going to see it.
Okay.
Okay. Rule number 4, capitalize the first word of a quote, but not after a partial quote. So I'll show you the two examples. So here's a quote. Karen said, comma, then a quote mark. The first letter right after the quote is capitalized. So
Okay,
having a
that's a
dog is like
quote.
having a
Okay,
guardian angel, period, quote.
I was mistaken that for
Yeah.
the colon. So
When
a
you're
colon
reading
and
and you see quotes, that's what you're going to see.
if someone is talking, it's a quote.
Yes.
Okay.
That's those two little marks on either end of the statement, that kind of curve.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Now, you may have a quote that's kind of an internal quote or a partial quote that's inside a sentence, like this sentence: Sally talked about her perfect sewing and laughed. So sometimes people are being sarcastic and they put things in quotes, in a sentence.
Okay,
That's
and
called,
the word perfect
that's
would be,
a
and
partial.
the word perfect would be quoted.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. The next way to capitalize, you would capitalize days of the week, months of the year, any holidays, but you don't capitalize seasons. So, for instance, Monday is capitalized because it's the day of the week, is the 4th of July, which is a holiday, so that's capitalized. It is the nicest time of summer, but because summer is a season, it isn't capitalized. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes, that's different. I never knew that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, seasons are not ever capitalized. Just the days of the week, months of the year, and holidays.
Okay.
Yep. Number 6, capitalize most words in titles. Now, this is tricky. You capitalize all the nouns and the verbs, even the small verb like is.
Hey, that's so funny that you brought that up because I was just thinking that exact thing in my head. I said, I wonder when it's a title, are all words in a title supposed to be capitalized? Because some people would capitalize the word and I would never understand it. And I will say, well, maybe they just doing this for decoration, or maybe they like the way it looks. So
Yes.
I don't really know if there's so what is the true meaning of it?
No, this is something that everybody thinks about when they come to having to write the name of a title of a book. It's, which words do you capitalize? So the rule is You capitalize all the nouns, the verbs, but you don't capitalize the little words like the prepositions of, in, at, on, conjunctions like and, but, articles, a. So I gave you a couple book titles. There's a book I'm reading now called Leadership in Turbulent Times. And the I is in is a preposition, so that is not capitalized. And then another book, Cleveland Couples, 30 Stories of Love and Commitment. So the preposition of is not capitalized and the conjunction and is not capitalized, but all the other words are. It's a good rule to know.
Okay. Yeah.
And then number 7, we capitalize cities, countries, nationalities, and languages. So I have some examples. Cleveland is capitalized. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So you said languages. So is that like all languages you capitalize, even if it's like in a sentence, or if you just like writing it, like every time the word a language is there, it has to be capitalized.
The name of the language. Yeah, like I have here French is capitalized, Spanish, Norwegian, German, whatever
Okay.
the language, you always capitalize it. English, same thing with countries, France, German, Sweden. Nationalities, Lebanese, Latin American, Austrian, those are all capitalized. It's good to learn these rules, because when you're writing, it's just nice to know what you're doing, And once you learn these,
Yeah.
you'll never forget them, right? I mean, they're just
Right.
8 basic rules of how to capitalize.
Right.
The last one is specific periods in time or eras, historical events that have proper names. So some examples are the Renaissance period.
Say that again.
A Renaissance is a period in history, so that's capitalized. There's a period in history in the 1920s that's called the Roaring Twenties. So, for example, that's capitalized because it's a period in history. The Great Depression, you've heard of that in the 1930s. No, yeah, the 1930s. That
Yes.
that is capitalized. Yeah, so any kind of historical period of time is always capitalized. Now this is interesting. However, centuries and numbers before them are not capitalized. I don't know who came up with this stuff, but so example, she lived in the 19th century. That is not capitalized.
Oh, like what wouldn't be capitalized? The the word century, or like the 19, the word like what wouldn't be capitalized? It'll just be like she was born in the 19th century, the number 19 with the th, and then the word century, or the
Well,
actual.
yeah, you would just write it like this without capitalizing it at all. No capitalization happens here. He was born in the 16th century. Those are not capitalized. It's just a rule. It's just
Okay, I see. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at it, I was just listening to my ear. I'm sorry.
oh, okay. No, that's no problem. So, yeah, it's interesting because periods of history are capitalized, but centuries and numbers before the word century are not capitalized.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also write this by saying 19th century, right? You still don't
Right.
capitalize century. Yeah.
Okay.
So what I did here is I wrote a couple paragraphs and I was wondering if you could read it and tell me if are there any words you see that you think need to be capitalized and I will change them.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Okay. Should I start at where should I start?
You would start at Sylvia, right here.
Okay, Sylvia. Okay. Should I read out loud?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm not really good at reading, but I practice,
Um,
so I'll try
hey,
again.
I'm here to
Okay.
help you.
It says Sylvia immigrated to the United States from Germany in the 18th century.
So stop there for a second. Are there any
Okay.
words there that you think need to be capitalized?
Um, yes, the United States,
Right.
just the United States.
Exactly. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. You can go on from
Okay,
here.
keep going. Okay. It says she lived in Brooklyn, New York for several weeks before she re is that relocate okay relocated to Ohio
Right.
and moved in with her mom.
So in
She
that
used
sentence, is there
okay.
anything that needs to be capitalized?
Yes. Brooklyn,
Yep.
New York,
Mm-hmm.
Ohio,
Yep.
and that's it.
Excellent.
Thanks. Should I keep
Okay.
going?
You
Okay.
keep going.
Okay. It says she used to say she used to say mom was the best mother in the world. Mm,
Anything that needs to be capitalized?
I don't think so.
So this is tricky. This is
It is
that
so
rule that
tricky.
says if you have a direct reference to, if you have a direct reference to someone, you capitalize it.
Okay. Um this isn't is this a direct question or she's just making a statement?
She's making a statement.
Right. So it doesn't need to be capitalized.
It does. So
It
she used
does. Oh
Mhm.
gosh.
Yeah, she used to say mom was the best. Well, first of all, it's a quote, right? So it's the
Right,
first,
right.
right, it's the first word in the sentence anyway. So that's why you capitalize it as well. If
Okay.
yeah, if it had said my mom, then you wouldn't capitalize it. But if it's a reference to someone,
Okay.
what if I wrote this? Jerry said dad was funny. Would you capitalize dad or not?
Um yes.
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 Why? Yes.
Yes.
Why? Why would you do
You you would capitalize that because the sentence is missing quotation marks and a comma.
Well, actually, this isn't a quote, but Jerry said dad was funny. So it's a direct reference to dad. Now,
Okay.
if I
Okay.
said if I said Jerry said his dad was funny,
Okay.
would you capitalize that?
No.
No. Right. He's referring to his dad. He's not referring directly to his own dad. This is a tricky
Okay.
one. I
It
have to say,
is.
one a lot of people don't know, and it takes a while to really get it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do the last thing here. The last paragraph.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay. Sylvia stayed in Ohio through August and moved to Maine in the fall.
So what needs to be capitalized there?
Ohio.
Yep.
August.
Okay. Yep.
Maine.
Very good.
Okay.
That's it. You don't capitalize fall because why
It
don't
is
you
a season.
exactly. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, next sentence.
She actually found a new home on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving should be capitalized, right?
Yep. Why is that?
Because it's a holiday.
Yep.
Okay.
Last sentence.
She was trying to learn English and would read the book For Whom the Bell Tolls Each Day.
Yeah. Okay. So what needs to be capitalized in this sentence?
English.
Yep.
Now, what are bell tolls?
So this is a name of a book by Ernest Hemingway. So if you don't know the book, this is not going to make any sense probably. But the
Okay.
title. So
Okay.
I'm going to highlight. I'm going to bold the title of the book. So that's the title of the book. So how would you? Which words in the title would you capitalize?
Which words in the title?
So the title of the book is "For Whom the Bell Tolls." Um,
So bell
which words
tolls
do you
would
think would
have to be capitalized.
bell? You say? Yep.
Bell bell tolls.
Mm-hmm.
For whom the bell tolls for. It's
Yep.
the whole book. Okay, it's the okay for whom the. I thought it was just bell tolls. Okay,
Oh yeah. No, this
because
is the
I've
whole
never
thing.
heard of it.
Yeah. Would you capitalize the?
No,
No. Very good. Excellent. So basically, you learned the
thank
eight
you.
rules of you learned the eight rules of capitalization, and you went through an exercise where you were able to pick out what to capitalize and what not to capitalize. So, are there any of these of the eight that you have any questions on?
No, no. When
Nope.
you explained the colons and the quotes, that was very helpful because I didn't know the difference between the two. And when you said colon, I thought that the quote sign, the quote symbol was for the colon.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, so
Oh, good. I'm glad
and
I
then the
cleared it up for you.
hello.
I'm glad. I'm glad that confusion was cleared up.
Yeah, it was helpful. And then also the capitalization, that really helped a lot too.
Correct.
And the and I know I remember because I'm trying to remember. I was sitting here trying to remember um the when it's a difference when you're using the quotes when you're making a direct statement or if you just making a statement like he said Jerry dad went to the park or Jerry said his dad went to the park.
Yes.
So I'm trying to understand that part.
Okay, so let's go back to that one.
Okay.
Where was that? This is after the quote. This is the quote part. Or wait, there was one about Jerry.
I think it was when we were trying to make the for the capitalization. If it was a direct message, whether should you capitalize the should you capitalize the, because it was the first word in the sentence, and we had to
Right.
capitalize mom. But if it was
Oh,
his mom,
oh, here we
then
go.
okay,
Yeah, right here. So this is the most confusing thing for everybody. So if you're talking, you're referring to someone directly and saying, "Mom and Grandpa are coming for dinner." Mom's name is Betty. You're not calling her Betty. You're calling her mom. It's capitalized. But if you're referring to someone else's mom, like his mom,
I'm sorry. Could you say the last part again?
oh, sure. So in this top sentence, Mom and Grandpa are coming for dinner, you're referring to your mom, right? So that's why it's capitalized. I mean, let's say her name was Betty, but you're calling her mom. Mom is coming to dinner. Mom and Grandpa are coming to dinner. That's why it's capitalized. This one here, you're referring to someone else's mother. His mom and grandpa are coming for dinner. So that's not capitalized. It's only if it's your own, you're referring to your own mom or your own relative, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, right. So for instance, if I met you and you introduced me to your mom, I wouldn't say to you, "So mom is going to dinner with us too, right?" She's not my mom, so I wouldn't call her mom. I'd say your mom's going to dinner with us too, right? So in writing, if I say mom's going to dinner with us, she's my mom, I'm going to capitalize it. I'm referring to her directly, I'm going to capitalize it.
Right.
Yeah. But if it's somebody
Okay.
else's mom, I'm not capitalizing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I
Anything?
understood that.
Any other questions?
No, no, that was
No.
good.
Okay.
That was great.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yay! All right. Well, that's it for today.
All right, thank you so much. I'm happy I came. I'm like, well, I don't have nothing else to do, and the classes are cool, so I was like, well, why not? So that was cool. I
That's a
really liked it, and I enjoyed the math lesson too. It really helped me out a lot.
wonderful. Great. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.